guys, Ralph here. Welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness here on Magnificent Monday here in Connecticut. Magnificent Monday. Great day. Sticky, all of a sudden it's summer again. We had a week of bliss. I mean, just pure bliss, and all of a sudden it's not, well, I have a double C, who cares? Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. You must train your ears. And it's not what you think. It's not what you think at all. Anyway, let me honk a little bit and we'll talk about training your ears. I have played today. Anyway, life's good, man. Life's good. Double C's and hiding. But anyway, training your ears. Now, all of you that are professional musicians, you've been to music school and all this sort of stuff, know what I'm going to say. Solfege, chord changes, do, mi, re, fa, mi, so, do, mi, re, fa, mi, so, fa, la, so, si, la, do, si, re, do. No, that's not what I'm talking about at all. At all. I am talking about training your ears to recognize a great sound. There's not that many of them around there. Okay? I have two references to Vacchiano. Number one, he had probably the greatest ears I've ever heard. Solfege and whatnot. For somebody that did not have perfect pitch. Oh, extraordinary. Extraordinary. That little solfege thing I just did, he could do that in any key. You know, trumpet in F with a D trumpet in your hand. I mean, please. And solfege, the whole thing. And he knew that. He had that down long before he even set foot into Juilliard. Now check this out. This is off the subject a little bit. But he didn't go to Juilliard like everybody else went to Juilliard. He exempted out of everything, except the only thing that he went to school for. This is what he told me. His lesson was Schlossberg, orchestra, and piano. And the only reason he went to piano is because he was dating, I will say nicely, he was dating the piano instructor. He didn't get, please, everything else he exempted out of it. Music history, he was on a diploma degree, so he probably didn't have a lot of fine arts and stuff like that. Anyway, that's one. And number two, he played a lot in our lesson. A lot in our lesson. Why? He said very, very simply, where are you going to go to hear a great sound? And he was absolutely right. And I'll never forget, he said that a couple times. And I just mentioned sort of in passing, well, this guy has a great song. It was one of the guys at, one of the seniors, the hotshots at school. And he's perfect. He jumped all over me. Perfect. That's not a great song. He said, I have nothing against him. He's a very good collegiate player. Nothing against him. But if that is what you are aspiring to, that's not a great tone. And he says, that's why I play. He says, every other week you go over to Mel Broyles. I want him to play for you. I told him, all my students that he was taking, I wanted to play for you. John Ware played a lot, duets and everything. They wanted you to hear that tone. It had to be in your ear. Guys, much, much harder to hear a great tone nowadays. So much stuff on the internet. 99.9 of it is not great trumpet playing. And I'm not trying to beat my chest, and again, so much of it is so doctored up, you don't know what they sound like anyway. That's another thing. Back in my day, everything was live. Everything was live. Sunday from the Chicago Symphony, it's all live. Mahler Fifth, ba-da-da-dum, please. We had it in your ear. Now, there's an old saying, guys. You become what you think about all day long. Okay? If you saturate yourself with the great tone, it will come. It will come. Now, what did Vacchiano do? Now, this is the third story about Vacchiano. I told you this before. Harry Glantz was his idol. That was the sound he wanted in his mind. To my way of thinking, he didn't get it. Harry Glantz was so centered. Harry James was a Harry James freak. He loved Harry James. Vacchiano was much more Germanic, much darker. But anyway, and every morning at Juilliard, now you couldn't walk around with your phones in and your iPhones and all this sort of stuff. He went into the library first thing in the morning and got out the same recording every single morning. And that was the NBC Symphony with Harry Glantz playing the solo Meyerbeer's Der Prophet. Bum ba da dee da 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 dum. Get that in his ear before he even touched the trumpet. Guys, that's the dedication, and that is what you need. Yeah, you just need it. Now, it can come anywhere. Guys, I know guys with terrific chops that you wouldn't think was even a great trumpet player at all. And I know great trumpet players with mediocre at best chops. We've been talking about all these symphony guys. Okay? Now, I have another problem locally here with my students. And that is, there's a couple band directors. Most of them are heavily into it, what I'm doing. But there's a couple of them. Now, I get a kid playing great, sounding like Harry James, and he goes to band, and he's sticking out. He's not blending with the other players. The other players stink. Who the heck? That's what Vacchiano was talking about. Who the heck wants to sound like them? We're not aspiring to that. But what does the guy do? He can't make the other 15 guys sound good, so he makes my guy try to blend with the others, which is asinine. Asinine. I'm getting upset just listening to it. But who the heck, you have a guy that's, first in All-State, going to music school, taking auditions, sounds great, piccolo trumpet, play the Brandenburg. This is the kind of chops you have. And you're trying to make him sound like Joey that never practices a day in his life? That's what they're doing. And it's absolutely asinine. But anyway, the point is, these band directors, these clucks, don't have the right trumpet sound in their ear. George Schulte, God bless him, had the right trumpet sound. That is what he wanted to hear. He could not get enough of it. He scored music that accentuated that sound. That is what he wanted. Seiji Ozawa, not so much. He didn't want that. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. But you got to understand, you have to be able to differentiate a great sound from a not so great sound. Took me a while to do it, but now it just sticks out like a sore thumb. I can hear it immediately. Can walk in, when we do those clinics and you walk into the room with all the vendors and there's 200 trumpet players just blasting away. Oh, he's good. No, he stinks. He's not, it's a lousy mouthpiece. He's not compressing. It's as plain as day. And my students usually can get it after a while. All right? All right. Train your ear to get the right sound. How did Jerry and I do it? Hours. Hours. Listening to Harry James, Horst Fisher, Charlie Shavers, and Maurice. There were some other ones too. But that's it. Guys, it was the same sound. The vibrato was different. Their interpretations were different. Certainly Harry's was different from Maurice, but guys, it was the same sound. Train your ears. Get the solfege too, but train your ears. Anyway, eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and your starches and live your life with true power. Love you all.